Hello survivors and welcome to today's video. So what we're going to be doing is building this cozy little medieval style tavern. This is mostly going to be vanilla, but there will be a couple of modded aspects like the JVH landscaping mod so I could put some plants and stuff around. I've also got some bits from automated Ark for decoration as well. But if you're playing without mods, you can always add your own bits of decor in there. The main build itself is all done with vanilla pieces. So without further ado, let's build ourselves a tavern. So we're going to start by putting some stone foundations down, and we're going to do a 4x4. Then we're going to take a double doorway and place it 2 foundations in, a window next to it, and then just around the corner we're going to have 2 double door frames. I've decided I want to change this one to a single doorway. Okay, now we need to put down our walls. Now these I do change later on because where I positioned the windows I wasn't quite happy and I wanted to change them. But for now, this is what we've got. Right, let's make a start on the roof. So we're going to put 2 of the triangles, 2 on that side of the building, and then 2 on this side so we can form a couple peaks. And it'll look like this. Now we can go ahead and put the actual roofs on. So I'm using wood for the roofs as well. I just think they look amazing. So we're going to go all along putting these up. Excuse that triangle there. That was an accident earlier on, so I'm just going to pick that up quick. You weren't supposed to see that. And carry on with these triangles until every part but the corner parts have got roofs in. And now we can use the new wood triangle roofs, and these are so cool, I love them. So I've put a temporary ladder down, just so I can get up onto the roof to do this. And with these wood triangle roofs, you can push X on them, and you can get them to be inverted, you can get them to go around corners. They are just the best addition to ASA building. I think they're so good. Right, now that that's done, we can place our doors. So I'm going to use the reinforced doors because they just look a lot better, don't they? Oh, I put that one in wrong, so let me just switch that around. There we go. It's coming together. Now I want to put some pillars all along the top. So if you get your pillar out and press X, you can flip it onto its side. And that looks much better. Gives it a bit more body, doesn't it? Now we're going to want some railings just around the outside here. I want a little gap there as a way to get in. So those are the quarter walls, and you just push X again to get your railings. Right, now I'm going to go and change the walls inside because I was not pleased with them. They didn't fit in with what I had planned for the rest of the inside and outside of the base. So just going to go and swap these around now. That's better. Give you a look around the inside to see what I've done. And let's pop a fireplace down. Now for some decor on the outside. So I'm going to put a trough down here, and I did put a spoiling bin down, but I didn't like the text being on the outside, so I've just spun it around so that you can't see the text because it just looks too techy for what we're going for. We're going for a medieval tavern, aren't we? So another spoiling bin there, and now we can place the windows. I've gone with glass windows for this. I just thought they looked a bit better. And a ladder on the side. Now I wish I could have it leaning up against the wall, but unfortunately you can't, so it's going to have to be against the wall. So because we flipped the wood, we've got these nice beams on the outside. So I want to paint the beams in a darker brown. I did change these up a few times. So the colour I've used is bark, and I've gone with the same colour for the railings as well. And as for the doors, I've gone with dirt for the outer lining. Right, now this bit of floor I want to make into quarter ceilings because I want it to look like there's a little doormat at the front. So I'm just going to paint these in a dark colour so that it looks like a doormat. And then fill in these sides outside here with some quarter walls. Now we're going to use some buttermilk colouring and colour all the roofs in with this. I wanted a thatch roof initially, to be honest, but you don't get the special triangles with the thatch, so I've had to settle for trying to paint the wood to look like thatch. Now for the sideways pillars, I'm using bark for the inner bit and dirt for the outer bit. I'm just going to change this one because I did that darker earlier and I decided I want it like this now. Right, now for the windows, and I'm going to use bark colouring for these. Just so it's the outer bit of the window. I quite like that. And the ladder will get the same treatment. Now the colour I decided to go with for the walls is ice. And I know it's quite bold, but it's what I've decided to do. I tried so many colours and I just did not like any of them. So I've settled for this one and I did quite like it in the end. Even though at first I was a bit like, oh, that looks a bit nuts. Now I'm going around all of the walls and filling in all of the areas that aren't in ice with the bark paint. Decided I wanted to add a little veggie crate from the AA mod and a little plant next to it. So we're going to add a trophy wall mount just underneath the peak on this side of the building, and I will jump up and give it a paint, and then I'm going to pop a torch on there. Right, now we want to do the inner bit of the door, and the inner bit of the door I'm doing in just brown because it looked really nice. So now we're going to take some shadow coloured paint, and I'm going to paint the floors, but only the inner bit because I think that looks quite cool. So it's like the stones are outlined with a dark colour. Add another torch onto the front of the building. Now I've added a bit of thatch here to make it look like there's hay, and then we're going to add a few plants here and there just to pretty it up a bit. So these are all from the JVH landscaping mod. Amazing mod for adding atmosphere. Right, we've got our torches on the inside and it's time to decorate the inside. So we're going to start by lining up some storage boxes so that it looks like a bar, and then we're going to put some stone taps on top of it to look like beer taps. And then we've got the dehydrator from the AA mod, which looks like a preserving bin but with a bit of extra detail, and a barrel on a table because it's our beer keg, isn't it? I wasn't happy where I put that preserving bin, so I'm going to place it here instead. Now I want some boxes in the corner here. Just going to place them like that as if they're a bit higgledy-piggledy. And I want to put the ice box from the AA mod on top of the bar. I painted the beer barrel and the boxes just to make them look a little bit cooler. And I'm quite happy with how they look. So now out the front, I want to put a beer barrel, some boxes, a veggie crate, just to add some detail outside. And some plants, of course. And then I'm going to paint it all up. Now the problem was, when I went inside, I realised that the beer barrel was poking through. So I've had to move that a little bit further out, and I've added a cooking pot inside. Little chair by the fireplace, bench by the window, and a cage in the corner. Now we can add our tables, because no tavern's complete without a table, is it? Pop some mortar and pestles down for decor, and another ice crate in the middle of the table. And there we go. So now I'm going to use the mortar and pestle from the AA mod because it looks so cool. And then we're going to pop the cage open and put some of these plants inside there. There we go. Right, just a couple more chairs and plants scattered around. You know, a few finishing touches, like, because we want it to look cozy and inviting. And then I've put a canvas on the wall and painted it pink. I'd have liked to have put a cool picture on this, but the camera function isn't working on Xbox at the moment, unfortunately. So I decided to paint the trough. And then, okay, I know I shouldn't have done this, but I've sneaked a box with a generator in it just up the road in the trees to add some lampposts outside, just to add a little bit of extra effect because I thought it looked nice. So I know it's cheating a little bit because it's supposed to be a medieval tavern, but I really like the way they looked, so don't judge me. That's the tavern finished. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you're not already. We've got loads of Ark on here and so much more to come. Without further ado, let's roll some panoramic shots.